Hello there everybody and welcome to the stream. Tonight going to be doing an OBS workshop for you all, and for this I've done a lot of messing about, and just to brush up on my OBS skills I completely deleted all of my OBS profiles and started from scratch. So today I'm going to be imparting some of the knowledge that I've learnt so far and passing it on to you, starting with the basic setups of OBS right up into intermediate level stuff, all the tips and tricks that I've learnt where people often trip up essentially, and common questions that I get asked essentially. So yeah, 1 second there, I'm just making sure that that's not messing up. That's all good. So hello to everybody, thank you for joining me. I know that Thursday night is not my usual streaming slot, but well, it's my second week streaming on a Thursday, and I hope you enjoy it and whatnot. I'm just going to do a quick roll call in the chat. Now please bear in mind, usual stream rules apply. Support whoever you want to support in here. You can use the word sub, but we prefer the euphemisms. I've just buttered your biscuits is one of them. You know, you feel free to do the rest yourselves as long as it's not too dirty, you know what I mean? So that's all good. Thank you all for joining me. Like I say, we're just going to do a quick roll call. We've got Lauren Amy in the chat, my lovely partner. Happy Valentine's Day, babe. Love you lots. Joseph Erickson, I hope you're doing well. Got Brown Pants in here as well. Stevie D, nice to see you, buddy. Paranormal Wales UK. Abandoned City Camo Crew, great to see you, bud. Rapid Man. Mr. MSL. It's great to see you all. Thank you for joining me. Like I say, it's a bit impromptu. I have been sort of, you know, saying I'm going to do this throughout my other streams and whatnot. You're probably going to meet some great people in here tonight. Well, I hope so anyway. And get your numbers up. I recently hit 900 subs myself, and I realised that a lot of that is probably down to the success of my live streams, because to be fair, I haven't actually uploaded a video in quite a long time. I am sort of into the lazy live streams now, but when you're doing live streams, you're doing it through OBS. There is a lot of hard work that goes in the background, a lot of research, and a hell of a lot of setting up and messing about. And tonight I want to impart that knowledge onto you. So please let me know in the chat if you want to see anything specifically, because the first part of the stream tonight is going to be me running through how I set OBS up myself. I do actually have a second OBS open here from scratch to show you all how it works, and then I've got my actual OBS here streaming. So yeah, I've got it all set up real nice for you tonight to show you essentially how I do what I do through OBS. Now, before we get started, essentially OBS is available for PC only as far as I'm aware. People do ask, can you get this for your phone? Can you get it for your tablet? I do believe you can get it for Mac, but you know, ideally you want to be doing this on a desktop computer. It's just the way to do it, so I'm told, and that's what I know, you know. So I appreciate everybody who's in tonight. Might be a slightly smaller crowd. I do realise that when you title your streams support or let's grow or anything like that, you do get a bigger crowd in. Flyer FPV, I hope you're well, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Like I say, please let me know in the chat if you already know anything about OBS, or if there's anything specific you want to see. And I'm happy to run you through and show you exactly how I do it to the best of my knowledge and ability. I mean, like I say, I completely deleted OBS earlier, deleted all my profiles, everything, because it got so messy. I'd redone so many, duplicated them, and I couldn't even figure out which ones I even used anymore. I had that many, and because I had that many and there was all that cluttered, OBS was a glitchy mess. So I've completely redone it, and I did realise essentially my desktop resolution standard is 4K on a big screen, and trying to do a screen capture of 4K even when I'm scaling it down was a nightmare. So essentially I'm on a giant screen on 1080p just to make this as visible as possible for everybody. I'm just going to full screen my stream. Now this is looking very nice to me. Should have no issues with OBS running it like this tonight. And I hope you all enjoy the stream. You know, like I say, I'm building a very nice community here. Feel free to tell people you've subbed to them, but like I say, we do prefer the euphemisms. You know, and that's all good. Hello Media Videos, I hope you're well. Abandoned City, how you doing, Mike? Kieran, sorry, nearly got the wrong name. I'm used to speaking to Centroid. EBRFPV, great to see you. Like I say, let me know if you do know how to do anything in OBS, and you know, if you want to know how to do anything, and I'll guide you through that as best as I can. You know, so yeah, like I say, I threw this entire OBS setup together in about 20 minutes, and that includes 3 different scenes, including a countdown to begin the stream, how it looks right now, which is, well, like the mid-stream basically, and then an end of screen sort of like rollout, if you know what I mean. So 3 different scenes for the stream tonight, set up in 20 minutes, and like I say, I'm going to run you through and do my best to show you how I do this. Obviously, while I'm doing this, I don't have a second monitor. I am working on that. But like I say, if I'm a little bit slow on the chat, I do have my phone here, and I will be checking through the chat on here if OBS is taking up my full screen. So yeah, feel free to keep interacting in the chat, and I will get back to your comments eventually. Basically, it's right there, and I will see it. If not, I'll keep checking back on this window here, and I will see all of your comments, okay? Gutsy Gear, thank you for joining us. I did notice a comment from Flyer FPV, who said he installed it a few days ago, but uninstalled because you don't know how it works. Okay, well, this is how I'm going to show you literally from the point where you've installed it, which is really not that difficult. Just look up OBS and install it. That's it. It's a very small install file size, and when you first install it, it'll look something like this, okay, which can be quite daunting. Okay, now what I'd recommend you do before you get started is to go on a website, just Google or whatever, and do an internet speed check. Okay, Leonard Shea, great to see you. Enoch FPV, great to see you too. Welcome to the OBS live workshop, the first of many, hopefully, if this one goes well, and so far it does seem to be going all right, so that's all good. Yeah, Enoch FPV says I love OBS, it's easy peasy. I do agree with you. Once you know what you're doing, you can, you know, OBS is your mistress basically. You can do whatever you want with it, and it's nice and easy, you know what I mean. So you know, sorry for that sort of a reference there, but yeah, but like I say, a lot of people have been asking me how I set up my OBS. So we'll start off with doing your internet speed check. Just put in Google internet speed test. I would do one right now, but it actually uploads and you know, downloads data, like packets of data, and it will lag my stream basically. So I'm not going to do it. But essentially find out what your upload speed is first, okay? Now, before you get started, right, I would recommend when you first begin, before you do anything else, is to go into your video settings. If your base resolution is 1080p, I'd keep that up there as it is. And your scaled resolution, just to begin with, start at 720p. That's my highest, that's my best piece of advice at this stage. Okay, and that's in your settings under video. Now, make sure that on your live dashboard underneath here you have a stream key. I'm not going to reveal that because anybody could then stream on my channel, but you reveal it, you copy it in, just copy it once it's revealed, and then you go to your stream options and just paste it into here and choose YouTube. okay, and then apply it. And then whenever you hit stream, start streaming on this, it'll automatically go live on your channel through OBS without doing anything else. Even if you're not on your live dashboard, you'll go live on your channel. So always be aware that that start streaming button, you don't mistake it for the start recording button, and you just go live. Okay. Another key bit of advice I want to offer up is that if you want to test out a live stream, and I didn't know this to begin with, all you have to do is go to your settings in your live dashboard and select unlisted on your stream, right? Then what that'll do is you can go live, and only people who you give that stream URL to can see it. It won't appear publicly on your channel, and you can test out all these settings without doing OBS test streams, because I've seen hundreds of testing OBS streams. People are messing it up, and yeah, it's not that fun for anybody unless somebody's messing it up and they're laughing through it, So yeah, Flyer FPV, like I say, he said he's installed it a few days ago, but uninstalled it because he don't know how it works, right? Okay, so I'm just going to run you through a few more settings. The rest of them you should be okay with. And I've put my video bitrate on 4,500, right? Because I know my upload speed is 6 megabytes a second. So the general rule I've found is for every 1 megabyte per second of upload speed, you can allocate 1,000 bitrate. Okay, and you always want to be a bit below your upload speed as well. The encoder for this, it says software. I can pick hardware and run it through my graphics card, but for tonight I'm going to do it through my CPU rather than GPU. Okay, audio should be fine. Like I say, for just getting started, that's what we're working on at the minute, and the rest of it, you don't need hotkeys. You can work that out over here, and that's all good. All the rest of the settings should be just like that. Okay, so I'm going to open up my example OBS, and I'm going to be setting up a start screen, a middle screen and an end screen from scratch, and I'm going to talk you through how I'm doing that, and the tips to getting that right. Okay, Asgard Studios, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. Now, everybody who was in the stream yesterday, I want to thank you very, very much, everybody who's here, because last night was one of the most successful streams I ever did in terms of how many people was in, how many subs people gained in the streams. It was a support stream, and I want to thank everybody who was here last night. You made my night amazing. I love it very, very much. Okay, so the first thing that you want to focus on in OBS, like I say, usually I'm laughing and joking, but tonight it may be a little bit dry, just because I'm trying to explain this in a way where I'm not going to confuse it with silly jokes and whatnot. We'll all have a laugh, but I'm not going to be like doing my outright best to keep cracking jokes, Stacey Morgan, I hope you're well. Like I say, thank you for joining us last night as well. Eileen, also thank you for joining us. Now, obviously, whether you want to get started on OBS or not, I do know a lot of people in live streams talk about their OBS setups. Even just joining me stream tonight, you'll learn a lot about what they're talking about, even if you're not going to do OBS yourself. I did just cover the basics of OBS, so if you didn't catch that, please rewind back. Just of basically the basic settings that you want, ASAP Fishing, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. So right here I have my OBS set up, and this is the OBS that is streaming now as the stream is launching, you see. Now, on here you have some key bits of information. You have your CPU usage right here. Now, a good one to test is, and obviously just before I carry on, the more items you have on your OBS while it's running, the more CPU demand is going to be put on your system. So the better system you've got, the better your OBS streams can look. Okay, and I have a fairly good system for this. Down here is the health of your stream with this little green light down here. I'll move this over a little bit because I do realise that my webcam might be blocking that. So yeah, you got your CPU usage there, how many frames per second you're hitting, and also the current quality of your stream. So if everything's going well, your internet's not cutting out, you're not overloading your machine as well, then this will appear green. And also in the live dashboard, you'll get this green stream health right here. So that is excellent. Razzle Roma Videos, thank you for joining us tonight. We're running through OBS setups, you know, and obviously we're 15 minutes in. I've said my hellos. Now I'm just running through these. Now a good indication of whether your stream is working properly or not is this drop frames down here. If you're having issues, essentially you'll be dropping frames. This is a brilliant indication of whether your stream is healthy or not, you know. So yeah, currently dropping 0 frames. Don't get me wrong, throughout streams I average about 100 to 1,000 frames, which in terms of several hours and at like 25 to 30 frames a second is not that much really. That'll be when there might be the odd dip in internet connection, or I'm opening up many tabs on my PC and whatnot. But I soon resolve that and I realise what the problem is. We've got a few more people in again. Finders, beepers, history seekers, great to see you. Rapid Man is always up for some. And like I say, on the side, this is kind of a support stream. You're going to meet a lot of great people here tonight, a lot of great channels. Everybody who's in so far, I can vouch for. All great people, great channels. Thank you for joining me. We have PMDB Live, or PMDB Entertainment in the house. He has had a channel name change. Hello, Paul, Michael, David Bain. I hope you're well. Like I say, and live dashboard still healthy. And in my current OBS, which is streaming, got a green stream health. Okay, I'll just reiterate for anybody who's new in. If you want to test out any of these thingies or whatever, and you don't want to go live on your channel, essentially change your privacy on your live dashboard before you go live to unlisted, right? And it'll still appear as live on here, but you won't be live on your channel. It won't appear for anybody, and it's just an you know, the ultimate way of testing out your OBS setup without going live and potentially messing it up. You know, because I've gone live a few times, not really knowing what I'm doing, and messed it up. And nobody wants to join your streams when it's glitchy, laggy, and generally just poor quality. You know, that's cool. Yeah. That's alright. I'm just saying hello to a few more people. Barrow Boy Woods, I hope you're well. Darwin Digital, tonight, like I say, it's the OBS Live Workshop. If you haven't have guessed already, okay. Like I say, if you've missed out on the general settings guide, please feel free to watch the stream back. It's the first thing I went into, which is just running through these settings and how to get them all right in the simplest way, basically. So right here then, I'm going to explain this. Let me just open up the chat on my phone, because obviously while I'm doing this I can't see my chat, so I can see you now on the phone. That is all good, and I will be keeping an eye on that. You know, a lot of people have blue wrenches. Feel free to use them. I know that a lot of people at the minute are getting harassed by trolls. If anybody comes in who even you know, you suspect of being a troll, or they're saying anything out of order, you know, you have fire at will status on getting rid of them people for me, and that would be much appreciated. Thank you. So right here then, I'm going to explain this in the easiest way. Like I say, all you need to do is download OBS, install it, and this will be the first page, the first thing you'll come to. This is the dashboard of OBS. Okay, Barrow Boy Woods, I'm good, thank you very much, mate. Thank you for joining us. Just going to make sure my volume's down on that. And thank you everybody for joining me tonight. That is much appreciated, it really is. Now I'm going to explain this to you. Right here you have scenes, right? Scenes are a collection of sources. And sources are things like graphics, images, window captures, webcam feeds, anything like that, you know, music files, video, anything that you want to arrange into your stream. Okay, so that's the best way I can put it. Now a scene is just a collection of those, and you can have multiple scenes on one scene collection, you see. So you get a scene collection as well. So you get sources, which are, you know, collected into scenes, and then scenes which are collected into these scene collections up here. So you always want to have a couple of different profiles for whatever you want to be doing. But to begin with, it should be called untitled or unnamed, something like that. And essentially, I'd rename it straight away to something like test or my first scene collection, something like that, whatever you want to call it, you know, that's all good. So I'm going to call this one right here, I'm going to rename this because this is going to be the channel pre-roll, as it were. So before the stream begins, I like run 5 or 10 minutes of, you know, the chat scrolling and music playing with a timer countdown. So if you just go live right away, essentially people don't necessarily know that you've gone live. They won't get the notification or something like that. So if you go live 5 or 10 minutes before with a timer on your stream, people will know to come back within 5-10 minutes. You know, even if they click off, it'll still be there, rather than missing a notification and whatever. And like I say, it took 10-15 minutes for the chat to fill up tonight, you know. So by the time I'd started, you know, we had a good amount of people in the house already, you know, in the chat. I'm just going to keep up with the chat here. Yeah, Finders Beepers History Seekers asks, if you change the settings from unlisted to public, will people still get a notification that you've gone live? No, they won't. No, not at all, mate. No, that's it. The only people know that you've gone live is anybody who you've specifically given the stream URL to. For example, I was on a Skype call with Centroid the other night, Mark from Centroid Aerial Images, and he said, would it be okay if I test something out? There was Crags in the conversation as well. Am I right to test something out on OBS? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Are you going live with it, or are you going to do it unlisted? He was like, oh no, unlisted, it'll all be like that. And like I say, no notifications, and he sent me the URL for me to watch it back in real time, to let him know about audio levels and things like that, you know. So yeah, I hope that answers your question as best as I can. Okay, FSV, I hope you're well, buddy. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to call this first scene right here. I'm going to call it, and bearing in mind this is not the OBS that's currently streaming. The one that's streaming is this one in the background right here. Okay. And obviously it says I can't use empty names right there. That's all good. It's just because I clicked off it. So I'm going to rename this. We'll call it Stream Countdown, for example. This is your first sort of 5 or 10 minutes, like I say, like a pre-roll, which can put music to, and your chat will scroll, and like an image or whatever, with a stream countdown. Now, it took me a long time to work this out, so I'm going to give you this information as best as I can, basically, to set this up real swift. Okay, so the first thing that you want in here would be essentially like a ticker graphic. If you wanted to have some text scrolling across the bottom, like you can see on my stream, the first thing that you want to add is a like a banner or a ticker graphic, right? And I downloaded a royalty-free one that anybody can use. Now, if you want that, please let me know in the chat and I'll find somewhere I can upload mine. But if you just search in Google on images, make sure there's one that says, you know, it's, you know, copyright free or whatever, and that's just the easiest way to do it. Okay, Ricky Dove, thank you for joining us just in time for the lesson. Yeah, so far I've just run through basic settings and just how OBS works and how to get it running. Okay, so if you've missed that, either rewind it back now or watch it back later, because that bit was literally only a few minutes long, as long as it needed to be, basically. So for this one, you want all your sources named accordingly. Okay, so for example, I'm going to call this ticker graphic, because that text that I've got going across the bottom, I refer to that as ticker text, you know, so you know, we'll call it ticker graphic. Okay, and I have just rushed through that, to be fair. I'm going to remove it just so I can explain what I did there. You right click into this sources box here and then add an image, which is all it is, a still image. Okay, once you've got one of them downloaded, and like I say, ticker graphic right there. So I'm going to paste that in like so, enter that in. Now I'm going to browse my computer for this ticker graphic, and I know exactly where it is. So desktop, as you can see, I've got quite a lot of quite a lot of drives, as it were, but I do know where these are. Drone logos, a lot of silly pictures of tinfoil hats, as you may imagine, and I'm just looking for it there, and it's just called ticker, right? And you get one of these, and it is already pre-configured to be transparent on the actual, like, the backboard, essentially. You could very easily do this with just a strip of colour if you wanted to do it and size it into place. Okay, so that's how it looks, and obviously, as you can see there, all we have to do is these red marks here stretch into place. Okay, so nice and easy. So this scene here, for anybody who's just joined, is just for the stream countdown at the beginning, and you'll see what I do, which will make the next step a lot easier when we get to that. So next up, a background image is nice, so we'll put background image, which will literally just be a placeholder image for now, just to show you how this works. And I'm going to use my one that I always use. I am going to work on designing a new one, which is a bit more snazzy, but it is a still from a video of mine, which I really like, so I use that as my background. Garage Sprinkler Repair, I hope you're well, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Tonight is the OBS workshop. So right there, I've got my image, and as you can see, this is stretched quite significantly out, you know, because this is actually a 4K image. So all I'm going to do is stretch it down to size, like so. Right, so it fits the window perfectly. Just like that. Now you can see that as I stretch over that ticker graphic, it disappears. Now what you want to do with that is, essentially, I'm going to explain this nice and easy for you. Where you see your sources, essentially it's like in layers, right? So the source that's at the top will overlay what's underneath. So the higher something is, the more on top of the rest of, like, the ensemble it's going to be. So all you do is you just click which one you want and just drag it to where you want it to be on the list of sources. And there we go. Okay. Now, I'm just going to catch up on the chat there. I think you misunderstood my question, says Finders Beepers. If you initially place the video as unlisted, so only the people you give links to can read it, can you swap that to public midstream? And if so, will people get notifications? I'm not entirely sure, mate, to be fair. I've never done it. I think if you was going to do that anyway, I think you'd want to actually probably, you know, restart your stream anyway, the way you want it to be. That's why I've never done it. Like I say, yeah, Garage Sprinkler Repair has answered it. Finders Beepers, your answer is yes. So you can switch midstream, which is great to know. Okay, so thank you for that, mate. Much appreciated. My video on here is way behind. I am now caught up on that and the chat. Okay, so like I say, it's the source that's at the top, which will be layered accordingly. Okay, so the further down it goes, the more behind everything else it'll be. For now, we've got no audio in this sound mixer. That's no problem. We're going to work on that. Okay, so next up for this bottom piece here, and please let me know in the chat if I'm talking too fast. I don't want to rush through this. I know it's not a topic to be rushed, and obviously when there's questions in the chat as well, I'm trying to keep up with that, you know. The reason I ask is we do live streams while we're out on location, and it's hard to tell if the internet is good enough for this. However, there's no point if nobody gets notifications. Yes, I completely understand, mate, or you might be doing a test stream which suddenly turns very interesting and you want to go live with it. Personally, if I was doing something like that, I would have just stopped it and changed it and started it up again. Because obviously you'd have nobody outside of who you've give the URL to anyway, if you know what I mean. So next up then, it really does help on OBS if you have some slow text moving with a ticker, and bearing in mind, all these graphics and everything you can do yourself. I'm just showing you how to put these things in place, okay, with your own pictures, your own graphics and whatnot. So next up then, we want to go for add in here with a right click, and we're going to go for text GDI plus, okay, which is nice and easy there. I'm going to pop that and make sure I'm up to date with this chat, okay, and I'm going to call this ticker text. There we go. So that makes that nice and easy there. Now I'm going to show you basically how I do it essentially. So I'm going to go for hello and welcome to the stream. Obviously this is all going to be customized to what you want to put in there, and what I do is, so it ticks along nicely, I do 5 full stops with 5 spaces, so each bit of information, it's not just a constant stream of sentences, it is broken up nicely, basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please hit the like button. And it's not very often I say that on my streams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, good. I'll put one more in. Subscribe. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it'll scroll along really, really nice. Now you can put in whatever text you want. You could tell people you love them, or you could tell them that you hate them, or anything. I'm just giving examples just off the top of my head, but you can type anything in there. That's all good, and it really does help to put an outline essentially on your text to really make it pop. So when you scroll down in this box here while you're doing the text GDI, yeah, sir, can I please go to the toilet? Oh, sorry mate, yeah, that's alright. Crags is in the house. He says hello, aerial views. Great to see you, Crags. I hope you're well, buddy. Thank you for joining us. That's cool. Ricky Dove, if you need to nip to the toilet, mate, it's all good. I would like to keep the show on the road, to be fair. That's all good. And obviously you can watch the stream back later. If it's like important questions, I will stop to answer them, but throughout the chat I am going to be skimming and just reading out key bits of information, so like I say, it is still a support stream tonight, so feel free to visit other people's channels and whatnot. This is how we all get to where we are, essentially. So like I say, go scroll down in this box once you've put your text in, and click this little outline box here, which is very, very nice, and select your colour for the outline. Usually I just go straight for black, because that really makes it pop, but just for example tonight I'm going to go red, okay, and it gives it that really nice looking outline. And the outline size of 2 is usually pretty rubbish, so I'll up that. We'll put it on 7, for example, and then it will look like this. Now what you want to do with this is, let me have a look, right click either on this graphic, this text itself, right, or on the ticker text in the sources. Okay, now like you just saw there, if I try and click that, sometimes it will click other things. So if you're happy with where things are, so I know that's my background image, I hit this little padlock icon, and then I can no longer select that. The ticker graphic, I'm happy with that. So I can no longer click them anymore. That padlock locks them into place. I am clicking, trying to drag them out of place. It won't work. And it keeps things nice and easy, so you're always selecting what you want to select, essentially. Ricky Dove, I did guess that you was joking, mate. It's all good. That's spot on, mate. Thank you. Now, like I say, right click on your ticker text, either the graphic or on the source itself, and go on filters, okay, which is right near the bottom. And then in here you can add a filter, and you want scroll, okay, which is nice and easy there. Just keep it named as scroll. And then you horizontal speed, essentially. If you do vertical speed, it'll scroll in that fashion, which is really melting the brain if you do it like that. But horizontal speed, if you go for about, 10 to 20, 20 gets a bit quick. Depends on how much text you've written in. Depends on how fast it goes, but you just test that as you go. Okay, I am just keeping up to date with the text right here. Gutsy Gear, what sort of... oh yeah, nice man, a nice little cog icon there for me. So I've put that on 20. Now all I need to do is stretch that up in size and just move it to where it needs to be, and it will look something like that. Okay, so we're up to there right now. Okay, so if you're happy with that, hit the lock button, and then like I say, you can't be messing that up anymore. Now, one of the main ones that people ask me how I do it is how I get my chat on the stream as it is to be see-through. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to right click in this box, and I'm going to add a browser capture. This is how you put chat on your live stream, okay, and how to make it look really good. So you go on add browser by right clicking in the sources box, okay, and I'm going to put chat. There we go. Always be naming these things accurately, because trust me, when you're on the fly, and you need to change things quick, if it's all named correctly, you'll go far. It'll be really easy, rather than everything called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't know what anything is, So the way you do this is, right, you go to your live dashboard, nice and easy, look, while we're doing that, and you just pop out the chat. Now, the URL that you want is this one of your pop out chat. So I've just selected all, copy, then I go over to OBS like so, and then I'll paste that into this URL right here. And this custom CSS, bear that in mind, because we're going to get to that in a minute, and I'm going to show you how to get the text looking real nice, like see-through the way I've got it. Now, default, it'd look something like this, your chat. I'm going to maximize that up a little bit, like that. So essentially, the first thing I want to do is, if I scale that up for the top right, I'm essentially showing you how I've set my stream up tonight, and that is a very good base of where to start, essentially. So you obviously don't want your chat to be that wide or whatever. Now, to scale anything without it being stuck on the actual aspect ratio of what you selected, basically, if you hold the shift key, then you can actually warp into shape. But obviously you can tell right now that is very wrong, right? So I'll literally stretch it properly back to how it should be. And what you want to do is you want to go to it, right click it, and properties. Okay, and obviously you want it higher than it is wide. So think of a ratio that you want it to stretch into, right? So we'll go for 1100, say. You want it to be quite a high resolution, so we'll go 1100 by, let's say, 400 to begin, just as an example there, and see how that looks. Yeah, I've put them in the wrong way. I've made it wider than thingy, right? So we'll put 400 for width, should I say, and 1100 for height. There we go, and see how that looks then. Okay, and then once I scale that to the right size, there we go. And like I say, you can adjust this just by messing about. Now that looks okay. Obviously, I'm looking at it in a small window there, and you're looking at it as a small window on a window capture on a full-size stream. So I can see the text fine like that, but obviously you guys can't, okay? But I can see it all right from where I'm sitting. So I'm just keeping up with the chat right here. Thank you, Crags, for saying it the like there. Finders Beeper says, interesting looking channel. Thank you very much, buddy. That's much appreciated. Like I say, I'm just going through all the aspects of what to do. So next up, how to get your chat see-through, like mine is on the stream. Obviously, these things are buffering. I know for a fact that the stream is not buffering, because I can see it right here is completely green health, 0 drop frames, which is an indication that your stream is very healthy when you're not dropping frames. Okay, there we go. So what we want to do now is right click on the chat and go on properties. Right, now you see this here is a custom CSS. Now don't get me wrong, I do not know what CSS stands for. Probably some sort of like custom script or something like that. Right, this default in the box, right, just select it all and delete it. Now if you search on the net for custom CSS, which is yeah, I'll put that in the chat for you actually to search for, because custom CSS. Now if you really want a custom CSS and you can't find one, it took a bit of digging for me, please let me know and I'll find some way of sending you this text file. Okay, so essentially a custom CSS will look something like this. If I full screen it, it'll look exactly like this. You can find them on forums, people make them, and they say anyone can use it essentially. So I'll just Control A, all of that. Now bearing in mind this is not something to you know, worry about too much right away, but I'm just showing you how to get this nice and looking good basically. So I've copied all that custom CSS and I'm going to paste that into this box and then OK it, and then you'll see the magical transformation, you see, into this, and it looks real nice, doesn't it? You know, if I may say so myself, I am going to resize it slightly because I want the text to be bigger. If you want the text to be bigger, you go for lower resolutions. It's the opposite way round, okay? So I'm going to go 300 by 1000 on that, and it should make the text a little bit bigger when I stretch it out. There we go. And so far that is looking very nice, I think, so far. So let me know in the chat if you're keeping up with this so far, and if you have any questions. I'm just going to have a sip of my drink, and let me know in the chat if you want to know anything, or if you want me to go over anything that we're up to so far. At the minute we are just working on the countdown screen, but you'll see what I'll do once we've finished this. We can literally just copy pretty much all of it into your mainstream. So yeah, please let me know if you're keeping up with this, okay? Because I do know in the chat there is people that know a lot about OBS, and I know that there's people who are completely new to it, basically, and I don't want to rush through and people aren't keeping up with what I'm saying, basically. For now, don't worry about that custom CSS. If it comes to it, I can give you one of them later if you haven't managed to search and find one, basically. I'm just taking a second to make a cigarette, and then I'll carry on with the workshop, okay? There we go, I'm just keeping up there. Crag says cascading style sheets. Yes. Yeah, it looks good. Flyer FPV says I can't see chat source. Yeah, okay. 1 second then, please, mate. Yeah, it's not actually chat source, mate. I'll move this down a little bit. So Flyer FPV, I'll just say this for you again. Right click in your chat box, in your source box, should I say, sorry. Add, and you want browser. That's what you want to get. Okay, so you add browser, call it chat. Obviously, I've already called it chat, so I'll call it chat2. OK that, and it'll be a URL, right? So go to your live dashboard, right? And this is where my chat should be, right? So go on your little option and pop out the chat, and then it'll come up with this window here, like this. And what you want to do is you want to select all of this, so, you know, Control A, copy it, and then in this, delete that URL and paste that one in, right? And without doing anything else to it, this is what it'll look like. Okay, so I hope that's helped you out. No browser available. Please, if you're not able to select a browser source, please make sure you've got OBS version 22.0, and that should enable it, basically. Cross-out launchers trying to launch. I'm not having any of that. Go away. Yeah, that's all good. Please check again in your sources that you can actually add a browser source. It's right there, mate. Okay, I'm going to delete this because obviously I've already got my chat in place. Please let me know if that's worked in the chat, mate. I'd really like to know. If anybody else has any questions, I can run you through where we're up to at the minute and help you along. Okay. Flyer FPV, I'm trying to help you along on this, buddy. As we go along. Yep. Yeah, Ricky Dove, thank you, mate. I've used OBS before, but because I didn't use it for a long time, I forgot how to sort things out, but this is going to be helping me. Craig says it's just swipe right on my Tinder profile. Okay, Flyer FPV, mate, I'm really unsure how to do this any different, mate. I'm literally right-clicking on the sources, and I'm adding on this top bit here, browser. That's it. You just select browser, call it, I'm just going to call it CH for chat, and then you get your chat URL, your pop-out chat, and just paste it into this box. Okay, so I'm going to paste that in. Okay, and then you should have your chat there on your stream. I don't know how to say it any differently, mate. That's literally how it's done. I don't know how I can help any more with that. That's it. Ricky Duff says go to help me. Let me have a look. Help up here. Possibly, mate. I'm going to delete that for now. For now, Flyer FPV, don't focus on getting the chat on there too much, because I am going to move on to just another part of it, basically. There's only 2 more steps I want to go through on this stream countdown, with a potential 3rd, basically. And then we've got a stream countdown that looks essentially like mine does, but if I change over, obviously on this one, it'll change to my countdown, you know, so obviously we don't want that, do we? Okie dokie. Please let me know, Flyer FPV, if you've managed to do that, mate. I am hanging on in there for you, mate. So next up then, I'm going to go... Yeah, that's alright, mate. That's cool. Ricky Dove misspelled what I was typing. That's all good. Flyer FPV, if you're stuck on that chat bit, mate, with your selecting browser source, don't over focus on it too much for now, mate, and we'll get on with the next steps, okay? Yep, that's all good. And towards the end of the stream, if you drop me your email address in the chat, and I'm happy to speak to you after the stream, mate, and try and help you work something out, okay? So next up then, we want just some sort of entertaining image that's just going to be a static image or video, essentially. I'm going to show you how to do both. For this, I'm going to call it my pic, because it's going to be a picture of me. Okay, and I'm going to just find a picture of me, ideally in 16 by 9, so it's, you know, landscape format. And I do have my selection of different pictures that I use. I used that one today, but I do have a whole selection of others. Yeah, that one's a bit creepy. Yeah, I'll use a semi-entertaining one. We'll go for that one, and just OK it. And this will be just some sort of image that'll just go in place somewhere, so it don't block the chat and it don't block anything else. And I'm just going to put that over there. Ideally, if it's something relating to your stream, even better. But just for example, I'm going to put that there. Okay. Yeah. Like I say, Flyer FPV, towards the end of the stream, I'll ask for your email address, and we'll potentially have a Google Hangouts call, and we'll do some screen sharing or something, mate. Because, like I say, I wanna see this through, like, with everybody who's in the chat, to get it all worked out and looking good. Okay. So I won't abandon you, mate. Okay. There we go. So we've got that, just that image there, like that. Now, that's a nice easy step for anybody. You just, like I say, just add image. Okay. Now, if I wanted to do something a bit different, I'm going to add a media source, because I'm going to put in a video to play while my stream actually plays. Lauren Amy's just creamed my cracker and she's wet my whistle. Thank you very much, babe. It is Valentine's Day. That's all good, okay? So for this, I'm going to add a video. So I'm just going to put my video, okay? Just to play on here. I'm going to add that in. And I already know which one I want, basically. So I believe this is in renders. There it is. And it is my OBS promo video. So if I select this, and if you don't put loop, it won't keep playing over and over again. So make sure you click this loop option right here. That's cool. I'm just keeping an eye on the chat here, making sure I'm up to date with it. And then this here is just a video that I rendered with no audio, which would just make a nice opening thing, you know, while there's a countdown or something like that. I'm just going to light my cigarette while I let that run through, just as an example, basically. PMDB has just messaged me something. I'm just, one second, I'm just catching up on this, mate. My phone does have a little bit of lag. I'm going to check this chat right here. PMDB says, I declare myself the winner, by the way, Steve, in my previous live streams. PMDB, you can get out of town, mate, or I'll run you out of town, okay? Crags is laughing at Lauren Amy. Okay, I'm just catching up on the chat there. My phone does seem to be very slow on the chat. So, like I said, I've shown you how to put in a static image or a video that plays on your stream so far. But for now, I'm just wondering whether I want the image. For now, I'm going to delete the pic, because I think for now, the video looks better. Okay, so I'm going to remove the picture in the background, and then this will be what plays on the stream countdown. Okay, so I hope everyone's following this so far, and then just size it to wherever you want it to be. I think that's a fairly decent size, and these are clips from my own videos, so I'm not going to get in trouble for playing them. It's my footage, I own it. You know, make sure it is footage that you have permission to use or is your own. I don't want anybody getting in trouble. Okay. Next up, I'm going to put a link to not a link to a program, but the name of a program in the chat, and it's called Snaz. There it is. Now, for anybody who watches the stream back later, that will appear in the chat for you as well, because I do make sure that the chat's enabled for people watching back. So this is the program here. It's very easy to find. It's a free program, and what this does, it actually gives you a countdown which you can use on your streams, like a text countdown. And what it does is every second it updates just a notepad file with the time. So you can run that through OBS and it updates in real time, so you can have a countdown on your stream basically. So essentially, once you've downloaded it, it looks like this, right? And you don't have to change anything, right? The default is something like stream starting now or something. I changed it to starting anytime now. So yeah, that's all I do. Like, I just put it there, you know. The live output is how it'll look, and this is the message when it's done. Okay, so I'm keeping it as starting anytime now because obviously I use it in my my current OBS thing that I'm streaming with now. That's all good. So Snaz has appeared in the chat. Now what I'll do with that is right here you can select the date and time that it is at this very moment according to your PC's clock. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll set this for 5 minutes time, say. So we'll call it 000023, right? Because it's 22:56 for me right now. And then I'll hit start on that. Now you can see there's a live countdown, right? Now the file that it's putting that out to is this file here, the C-SNAS text files countdown, right here. Okay, so what I want to do is go to here, add text GDI again, and I'm going to call that countdown. Okay, like I say, if you need to actually watch this back or whatever, I highly recommend you do, because obviously the chat tonight is running a little bit slow. Thank you to Craigs and Lauren Amy for keeping it jogging along and telling each other they've done stuff on Valentine's Day of all days. That's all good. And what you want to do is you want to read from file. Okay. Now I'm going to find where that file is. Okay. So just by bringing up SNAS, and you can put this file to go anywhere basically. It's C SNAS text files. There we go, text files, and it is countdown. I believe it said countdown.text. Yep. So in OBS, countdown. There it is. .text. And then that's it right there. That's how you actually. Yeah. Hello, Tony the Rock fans. I hope you're well, buddy. We've been going a little bit now. I hope you know a little bit about OBS. I'm just showing you how to set up a stream countdown, you know, for like a pre-roll essentially. And obviously to make this pop like we do, I'm just going to put an outline on that. Select colour. We did the other one as red. I'll do this one as green, for example. You know, and the outline size is usually pretty rubbish, so we'll go with a 4 on that. There we go, and then there it is. Now, obviously, this is a scene to count down your stream about to begin. You know, so I'll put that about there. It's nice and in your face, as it were. Okay. Tony the Rock fans is doing good. I'm very pleased to hear that, mate. I really am. Now, next up, we can do this within 1 minute. It's very easy. What I'd recommend doing is getting a whole selection of different royalty-free music or your own music, something you have permission to use or is your own stuff. Okay, because if you play anything copyright on stream, any random Joe can put a copyright claim on your stream, and a lot of people are talking about this at the minute. It was even mentioned in BBC News earlier about these YouTube extortion rackets that are going around. Random companies or entities can completely anonymously copyright strike your channel, and it's all in their favour, right? If it goes wrong, nothing comes of it for them. But I mean, you've had a live stream ban, or you've lost revenue because you're a monetized channel, and you don't get any compensation for it. You don't want to be giving them that ammo, okay? Lauren Amy's just honey roasted my ham. Thank you very much, much appreciated. So, like I say, I'm going to leave that countdown running because I can redo that in a moment, okay? So what I did was downloaded a whole selection of different copyright-free music, and I stitched it all together in Audacity, but you can use any audio editing program whatsoever. So I'm going to go add media source, and I'm going to put music. Okay, I'm just giving you a complete rundown of how I create my scenes in OBS essentially. So go to computer and drone, yeah, RF music, which is just royalty free music that I use on my videos, and I did an OBS stitch essentially. This is a combination of about 10 different royalty free tracks all put into one track. Okay, remember to put that on loop as well and OK it. Now whenever you see in your actual thing is here that you're getting red on your audio, you never want it to be going into red. So move that slider down so you're only ever going into about halfway to full, and bearing in mind this is the music that's playing, you know what I mean? This is not my voice, for example. Yeah, that's the equalizer for the music file we've just put in to play on your stream countdown, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you an example, because obviously that's that. So I'm going to do 23:02, start that now, live in 35 seconds, and I've already assigned where my recording is going to be. So I'm going to start recording at about 25 seconds, and then I'm going to play it back to give you an idea of how that will look when it is like a live stream, basically. So just give this 10 or 15 seconds to run through, and then I'll play it back, and then you'll have an example of how the stream countdown will look at this point being played back. Okay, so everybody in the chat, please let me know if you're enjoying yourself or learning something new so far. I really hope you are. That is the whole point of the stream tonight. We'll have a laugh and learn something, hopefully. Now, this stream tonight is a culmination, should I say, of months of learning on OBS, and I'm trying to put it all across to you as quickly as possible and as clearly as possible. Okay, so within the space of an hour or two. You know, I've spent months messing streams up, and you get the information just like that, you know what I mean? So that is good stuff. Lauren's just honey glazed my gammon, thank you very much. Okay, so now I know where these files save. They save to, sorry, they save in Seagate there. Renders, wrong one. Recordings of screen, OBS. Now it'll be the latest recording that I've done. So I'm going to full screen this, and this will show you an example of exactly how this will look. I'm just going to make sure that the desktop audio is on, so you will be able to hear this. Okay, and I'm going to play it back for you full screen, so you'll see how this would look as an actual stream countdown, essentially. So here it is. I'm going to play it for you. This is about 20 seconds long, okay? There we go. So I hope you enjoyed learning how that little opening bit goes. Obviously that's the one that I'm streaming with in the background there, and this is the one that we've just worked on for the stream countdown, you know what I mean? So you've obviously just seen how that would look. That was just a recording, that wasn't live streamed or anything like that, you know. So just a quick rundown then, just to round it up real quick. You want one of these tickers, you know, this purple thing. It can be any colour. It helps to have scrolling text, and obviously that's why you want a ticker, so it's on a background. We've shown you how to put the text in using Capture Browser Source, and obviously to make it go see-through you need a custom CSS. Just search that in Google, you will find one, and essentially it's just a whole list of code, and you put that into the custom CSS box on your browser capture. I've shown you how to put in an image and a video into your stream countdown, and how to use the program, very free, very good program called Snaz, to do this stream countdown essentially. So we're on 2305 now. I'll put it back on 2306 just to demonstrate, live in 37, and there we go, straight, you know what I mean? So if I started streaming now, then essentially this is how it'd look. And obviously for the people who was here for my stream countdown, you'd get to see it, you know what I mean? So that's it. Just for example, this was the actual stream countdown of today. I'm just going to play that. I will be back with you in 1 second. Please hold on there. There we go. Do you see what I mean? That was exactly how I set it up for today. So I'm going to switch back there now. Now, what will make this really easy, once you've already got your ticker text in place, your graphic, your background, everything like that, then essentially all you're going to want is to get rid of this and this. So I'm going to show you the easiest way of doing that is by right-clicking your stream countdown scene and right-clicking it and putting a duplicate in the option there and I call them engage, essentially, so you know that that's when you've become active, essentially. Stream engage, right there. So I'll pop that in, stream engage. Now it's a complete carbon copy of the one above it. Crags says, Steve, I've just croaked your frog. Dude, thank you very much, that's much appreciated. I've just nailed the lid on your coffin, mate, if you want to throw me one back. Yeah, so we'll go off stream countdown now, and then obviously to remove scenes is very easy. You don't want the music playing unless you do, really quiet, then just move the audio down. Nice and easy, just like that. Right, or you can completely remove it, which I'd choose to remove. Now, here's another quick tip for you. If you want to actually just hide something, this little eye icon here, say my countdown, you just click that and it'll just hide it. But like I say, when you've got everything where you want it to be and you can quickly transition between your scenes, you want each scene to be the least cluttered it can actually be. So you want to be getting rid of anything that you don't use. So I'm removing countdown, I'm removing music, and I'm going to remove this video as well for now. Now I'll hide that for now because it may come in use later. And obviously when you've duplicated a scene, everything's not locked down, so if I randomly click something, it'll all move about. So lock everything in place for now, and then obviously for anything new that you're adding now, you're not going to be messing up with that. Yeah, Lauren Amy just polished my disco stick. Crags, yeah, I think that even triggered Crags right there. Sorry, mate, that was a little bit dark, I know. Now, I'm going to put another link into the chat. This is for another free program. Essentially, if you try and use your webcam in more than one program, right, and this will come in handy later for if you want to be running Skype calls or Google Hangouts calls through your streams. Essentially your webcam will only work in one or the other, and the first program that you open will take sole control of it. So you want a program that basically takes your webcam source and makes it you just see me there on split cam. That was quite worrying. Gets that that's put me off. That it's me sat there look without a top on. That is very worrying. And why it's done that, I don't know, because as you can see, you know, that was from earlier when I was setting the stream up, to be fair. Go on, put a cringy face in the chat for that one, if you would. Yeah, essentially this program takes your webcam source and splits it so that multiple programs can use it. I'm going to put this in the chat. Split Cam, all one word. It's free to download, and essentially you just go on your sources, look, and you just pick which webcam you want to use, and then essentially in OBS or any other program, you can choose the split cam video driver, and multiple programs can all use your webcam all at the same time. Okay, so that's a wonderful program. Okay, so for this, if I wanted to do a solo stream, just chatting, I would go add video capture device, and I'd call it webcam, just like so. Okay, and I'd choose my split cam video driver, and resolution, depending on what the resolution of your camera is, it's better to define the resolution that you want to use. My camera is a full HD camera, 1920 by 1080p, so we want that as the resolution, otherwise you'll get possibly borders and things like that. So there it is, pop that in, and then obviously you want to scale this. That's not scaling it, that's just moving it. There we go. Scale this to somewhere where it'll look alright. And obviously with that ticker graphic at the bottom and your chat, if you've sized it well, then your webcam window will look really nice where it is. Okay, so that's cool. Cuddly Cathy, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. This is the OBS workshop stream. Obviously, I've gone through quite a few steps at the minute, so if you've missed out that you want to know about, please watch the stream back. That's all good, because if I go through it again, we'll be going back essentially an hour to get where we are now. So that's all cool, okay? I am keeping up with this chat here. I am keeping my eye on it. Yeah, everyone's saying hello. Legwork, I hope you're well, buddy. Thank you for joining us tonight. Much appreciated. Like I say, if you've not checked everybody out, please do. These are great channels coming in right now. And the great channels that are sticking with me. So that's all good, okay? Yeah, okay. It's not usually the stream that I do, Cuddly Cathy. But a lot of people have asked me how I set my OBS up. So tonight I'm doing an OBS workshop stream. It's a little bit quiet in here tonight, but I do appreciate everybody who was in. I mean, if one person wanted to know how I set my stream up, and they'd guarantee me that they were staying in, I'd stream to one person. You know what I mean? If I knew they was going to gain something from it. So there we go. I've put my webcam in place. And essentially, I'm going to give you a little tip now for multiple guests when it comes to it. Essentially, you want like name tags for each person. That's very easy to do. So I'll go on text right here, and I'll put in aerial views name tag. Okay, nice and easy there. Okay, and then we'll just put in, this is how I do it anyway. Feel free to do it any way you like. Name of guest, like actual name, and then brackets, aerial views, and histories UK, just like that. And then obviously to make it look nice and good, I'll just pop it like that. There we go. And then obviously my golden rule is outlines, because outlines make it look good. So I'll put an outline on there, a black outline, just so it makes the text pop out at you, you know what I mean? Makes it look nice and clear. There we go. I've seen some stuff going on in the chat. I'm getting worried. No, it's okay. There we go. So I'll put it something like that, and then it'll look real good. Okay, but obviously you can also go properties on here, and you can actually put a background color and the opacity of it as well. So you can actually slide that up and put a background, so it makes it really stand out. And obviously just for me, I'm the only one here, it just looks something like that. And then there you go, you've got yourself a solo stream, and that's all good, you know what I mean? So I'm keeping up with this this chat right now. 1 second please. Cuddly Cathy said, I did see you talk about UFOs the other day. Yep, that is the Sunday stream. You know what I mean? That's what we do on a Sunday night, tinfoil hat conspiracy stream, every Sunday with Mark from Centroid Aerial Images, and most often Crags as well. That's cool. Cuddly Caffey says, I figured out where I'm actually moving to in March. Updated on Twitter and Facebook. It's Colorado. Congratulations. You know what I mean? That's awesome stuff. Legwake says, Crags slipped the RV into your parking spot. Thought I already had, to be honest. That one's a good one, mate. That one's got me chuckling. Yeah, so like I say, we're now up to the point where we've got a solo stream on the go, okay? So next up, I'm going to rename that because I'm going to demonstrate how to have guests on your stream in the simplest way without using Skype through Google Hangouts and OBS at the same time. I'm going to show you how to run that through OBS. Okay, so I'm going to call this Solo Stream Engaged, Solo. Okay, nice and easy. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate that, and I'm going to call it Stream Engage plus Guest. Makes it nice and easy. And then it's a carbon copy, like I say, of the solo one. And all you have to do with that, you know what, I'm just going to nail all these down here and lock them down. There we go. Plus guest, essentially, they're not locked down on this scene right here. So I'm just going to resize this and my name tag just so it fits a little bit better, okay? And obviously this is not the OBS that I'm using to stream with right now. I'm actually using this one, you know what I mean, in the background there. And like I said at the start of the stream, Stream Health is green, not a single drop frame tonight, and I'm using 2 instances of OBS. So keeping your OBS tidy in terms of your scenes and your sources is key to making it run smooth and your streams run smooth, hassle free, and you can get on with having a good laugh. That's cool. Tony the Rock fans, I'm liking your use of emojis there. That is very funny, mate. I like that. That's all right. Yeah, it's just jumped your shark, leg wake. So you know, did he poof into the ether or is it just me? I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about, mate, to be fair, but that's all good. Now, most people know about Google Hangouts, right? So if I minimize that, that's my desktop. It's more cluttered than usual. I did switch my resolution down. And yeah, obviously it's cluttered. I haven't had time to change it because straight after the stream, I'm going back to 4K on my monitor. So essentially, Google Hangouts. A lot of people use Google Hangouts on its own to stream. But obviously with OBS you get all the bells and whistles, you can tailor it exactly as you want, even when you're running Google Hangouts essentially. So Crags, please let me know in the chat if you'd like a real quick guest appearance, mate, because I would like for you to join me on here real quick, just while I demonstrate how Google Hangouts works. So please load up your Google Hangouts, and I'll bring you up for a minute while I demonstrate how that works. Crags will be my guinea pig, if he likes. Yeah, OCD alert. That desktop just gave me a seizure. Yeah, sorry, mate. It is cluttered. Honestly, mate, usually it's all organised and everything, but I switched my resolution from 4K to 1080p, so you can imagine how cluttered that'd make all my, and I had hundreds of icons all categorised and everything, and I'm going to have to sort it all out again after this stream. Okay, I'm not bothered. I'm enjoying this stream so far, and I hope everybody else is as well. Okay, so I'm going to open up my Google Hangouts. There we go. Connected. Okay, and on here I have got my desktop audio open. That's cool. I did forget to say actually on this here, essentially you want to add your microphone in as well, because obviously you can clearly see that there's no visualized audio coming through on here. So all you need to do is to add that on your stream is just add audio input capture and call it my microphone, call it my mic or whatever, and device microphone, and that is the headset I'm using. So now you can see my headset has got a visual representation there, okay? And obviously you never want that going into red because it might distort on the audio. So you only want it ever where it's just going up to red, you know, and then you know that you're nice and clear, you know. That's cool. Legworks has actually got out flying today. It was like meeting an old friend for the first time in ages. That's really good, mate. Mine hasn't been flown for a bit, but I intend to get out of it real soon, you know, and yeah, get me out of the house for a bit. Another good tip, if you're happy with one source in particular, you can just copy and paste, and I'll just paste it into there. And with audio sources, it don't matter where they go in the list, because it's not obviously going to appear on your stream. So yeah, obviously on the countdown, that's the music playing right there that I showed you earlier. So just for an example now, look, I'm going to show you how to do that transition. Okay, just from one thing into another. Okay, so I'll put, you know, the time for now. I'll put it 1 minute ahead of where we are on UK time. I'll start that going. So this is how I set up that transition. Yeah, Lauren Aim is saying, I hope you get she gets Pokemon back after the stream. She was playing Pokemon on the computer before this stream, and yeah, I think she's very, very keen to get back on it. Okay, so Crags, I'm sure, or I'm hoping, is hanging around somewhere. Yeah, in the Google Hangouts. So please be ready for a quick call, mate, because I'm going to put that through if he is still there. There we go. Let's have a look. I'm just going to mute the desktop audio while we're doing that. And as soon as he comes on, I will change that up. Obviously, while I'm calling Crags, I am using upload. So essentially, I'm going to disable my camera, and then the stream should be working fine. Da -da 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 -da. Da -da 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 -da. Okay, right, I'm giving up on that call with Crags. That's all good. Airbexy, I hope you're well, buddy. Thank you for joining us. I am running through how to set up OBS. Okay, and I did just miss that transition again, trying to call Crags. I'm going to literally set that to like a few seconds from now. Okay, so for example, look, there's your music going live, whatever. Nobody can hear you. You've not got a microphone input. You can chat with your guests in the background, and then whenever you're ready, you literally just go, boosh, there it is. Your music stops in the equalizer there, your microphone's on. So for an example, you know, you'd be getting ready, finishing your cig, have a swig of your drink, speaking to people in the chat, and then, hello there everybody, welcome to the stream. You know, and might be getting deja vu from an hour and 23 minutes ago. But that's how I generally introduce the stream, you know. So that's it. Now I'm trying to show you how to do it with a guest, but Crags is not playing ball. So I'm going to show you how to do it without a guest, right? But obviously you want to do it with a guest, but I ain't got a guest, right? So I'm going to add in a window capture, and I'm going to call it Hangouts Guest. Right, and we'll OK that. And then obviously in your window, this can capture any window that you have open. Okay, so I'll find, you know, when you're using Hangouts, your chat will be in a specific window. So I'll just choose the window that the guest is in, basically. Obviously I can't demonstrate any better without an actual guest, but say when I ring somebody in here, I'll try it again without Crags actually picking up. I'll try that one more time. You were in a call. Yeah, I was in a call with myself funnily enough. Okay, so I'm going to try a call with Crags again. Disable my camera because that'll lag me stream otherwise. Now with that window, look, obviously it's not actually there, but Google Hangouts, yeah, I'm just having a look for this. I might have to go off that and reopen it. Yeah, should be there. Where is it? The Hangouts window. It's okay. Let me retry that. Hangouts video call. There we go. So now that is my call with Crags and how that'd appear. Right, so I'd just move that to wherever I wanted. And then that's how you'd put in a guest. Now, obviously, the way the audio is at the minute, essentially, yeah, interactive DNA. I recommend OBS version 23. It has better GPU encoder and audio fixes. Nice that you're doing an OBS workshop. Interactive DNA, thank you very much for joining us, mate. That's all good. Is there a link to get it, or just Google it? Literally, mate, if you want this for your PC, this OBS, open broadcast software, you just search OBS in Google. It'll be the first thing that comes up. Free to download, free to use. What's not to love? And like I say, if you're not sure how to use it, there is a steep learning curve. Crags has told me he will be with us whenever, but obviously he said 5 minutes, you know. But so I'll put me in, and I don't generally like it when there's a webcam pushed right up to the corner. It's nice when there is a little bit of a border, you know. So I'll move everything up like that, and my guests usually don't get a word in edgeways with me anyway, so I'll put baby in the corner, look. So for example, that's the chat I'm having with Crags. Now, I don't know if anybody notices a problem with that, but essentially there is no desktop audio capture. So if Crags comes on, you're not going to be able to hear him, essentially. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an audio output capture, and I'm going to call that desktop audio, just like so. So I'll put that in there as desktop audio, device, and it'll be whatever's coming through my speakers. Everything the PC is sending from the computer. So you'll hear Facebook notifications, you'll hear incoming calls, but you'll hear every single chat you're having, whether it be through Skype or Google Hangouts. But Skype for now, I'm going to save for another stream because that involves plugins and whatnot. And at the minute, I am literally just trying to run through how to get your countdown on the go, your solo stream, your guest stream, and then we're going to work on a channel, like a stream outro, basically. So next up, the closest one to it is this countdown. So we're going to duplicate that. There we go. And I'm going to put in stream end screen. Okay, we'll call it that. And that should go in right there. You alright? What you after, babe? Backy? Yeah. Lighter? Yeah. You've got the other lighter. Okay. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to catch up on this chat real quick. OBS is just as good as the paid alternatives. That's the great thing about open source software. Yes, indeedio. Yes, it is. Now, Crags wants to be part of this call now. So I'm going to redial him. And I'll show you exactly how to get somebody up on the panel through Hangouts, which is the easiest way, to be fair. I've just done that by accident. It's because I'm trying to disable my webcam, because it'll lag my OBS otherwise, using upload speed for the call rather than yeah, whatever. Babe, will you take the dog out, please? He's whining in my ear. Okay, I'm just waiting for Crags to come up here. Crags, can you hear me? It says he's in the call. Crags, can you hear me? What is this? Yes, mate. Yes, I can. Yeah, great to see you, mate. I hope you're well. There we go. But I've disabled my camera, mate, so it's not lagging my stream, basically. And obviously, as you can see, it has changed to something else, Hangouts video call. I'm just going to change that up, basically. I'm just going to put it on that and then change it back, you know. So properties, Hangouts call. I'm just looking for where that is. There it is, right. There we go. There's your guest on the stream. There we go. We've added a guest right there. Excellent stuff. So you're doing all right then, Crags? Yes. And obviously, as you can see, I've got it all set up the way it should be. I will be partially addressing you, Crags, and the people in the chat as we go along, because am I doing well so far on this stream? Oh, good. Should have gone. No. Right. Yeah, so obviously in this OBS you don't see Crags, but when I open this one you can see as an example he is here with the desktop audio capture, my microphone. Just say hello real loud please, Crags. There we go, so I'll just lower your volume a touch and then all the audio levels should be real good then, real good. So as you saw before, sorry Crags, I'm still going to be on the call to you mate, but I'm still going to be announcing this, what I'm doing on the stream basically. Yeah, essentially look, this stream countdown, I duplicated that into the stream end screen. So what I'm going to do now is essentially keep that music on for the end stream, right? We're going to get rid of the countdown because that's no longer relevant, so we'll remove that. And like I said, once you've got your countdown screen in place, the rest you can duplicate and it'll all just slot into place, and then you've got yourself 4 great scenes to start using OBS right away, you know, for multiple different reasons. Okay, so the video will stay because that's pretty good. The chat stays, the ticker text stays, the graphic stays, and so does the background. So everything there is going to get locked down because I don't want it going anywhere. Now I can't select anything, you know, say if I select my video now, look, I can then move it, but I don't want to do that. Lock it in place, keep up with the chat there. Yep, real sorry for that, they can't hear you on their end. I should have rectified that now. Sorry, I was activating your audio on this OBS, not the other one. So please say hello, Crag. Sorry, mate.
Hello?
Yes, there we go. They can see you in a small window of a small window of a small window, basically. Yeah, so, yeah, thank you for coming on and demonstrating that for me, mate. So this end screen, then, we'll nip back to that. You're obviously still watching this on the stream, aren't you, Crags?
Yes, mate.
Okay, so what we do now is, what I generally do is, at the end of my stream, I'll raid somebody else. It's obviously quite common practice. So what I'll do is, I will take a new, well, I'll add a new source, and we'll call it TextGDI, and I'm going to call it end of stream text. Now you see how I'm naming everything real simple, essentially so that when it comes to organising things and knowing where everything is, it's all clear as day in your sources for you to make invisible, remove, add to, move to the right layer. It's all there the way you want it to be. Nice and neat, nice and simple. You know, like I say, this is beginner to intermediate tonight. There we go. Ariel, make sure that the audio from the desktop is set to the output on the advanced audio settings, or we'll not hear Hangouts. Yes, sorry, mate, that was an oversight from me. I rigged up Crags' audio in the test OBS, not the OBS that's actually streaming. So, yeah, it is put right now, mate. Thank you for bringing that to my attention there. So I'm going to put in, say I've said in the last 5 minutes of my stream, go over and raid so-and-so. Let's say it's my friend Jay. So we'll say at the end, we'll put, you know, stream over. Please raid my friend Jay. The link is in the chat. There we go, with an exclamation mark there. And like I always do, stick an outline on it. Select the colour. We'll go for some mad colour this time. Let's go for what I can only describe as cyan. No, that's not cyan, is it? That's turquoise. Yeah, that's alright. So we've selected that, and we'll put the outline size on it. Okay, it's probably not going to show up that well, but it's just for an example, basically. There we go. And then after that, I'm going to do an example stream that I record that we'll then watch back, basically, which will be about, it'll be the quickest stream you've ever seen, trust me. It'll be about a minute long, and I'll show you how we do them transitions, okay? With everything arranged the way it should be. So this is now the end stream, where if I've asked people to raid somebody in the chat, I'll put it in the chat. So I'll say, oh, my mate Jay's streaming. If you all want to go check him out after this stream, go over with Aerial Views raid or whatever. You can add that into the chat as well if you want. You know, it's nice and easy. Aerial Views raid. Views raid. There we go. And then we'll put a hashtag on that as well. That's cool. Yep, nicely done. So I'll pop that in there. Aerial Views raid. Yeah, and I've even spelled aerial wrong. That's terrible, isn't it? Aerial. Yeah. Aerial Views raid. There we go. Now on the stream, everybody will see that right at the end. And it's not lining up right. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about how you think it's going to look. So I'll put enter in there to split it up. And we'll put it like that. You know what I mean? Just summing anywhere you want it. So here we go. Now, from setting up the countdown screen, should I say, with all the sources in place, the solo stream with just my audio in it, the guest stream with Craggs' audio. Say hello, Craggs.
Hello.
There we go. And the end screen with that, you know, basically, I might put a background on that just so it looks a bit better. So obviously you just find the background opacity slider in the properties and move that up so it looks a bit better. There we go. And we'll put that like that. That'll do. So it's not overlapping anything. Stream over. And I don't like that colour either of the outline because it's not defined enough. So I'm going to go for, yeah, that looks better. That really pops out as an example, basically. So we'll leave it like that. Now I'm going to do an example recording of this stream. All the audio levels are there. Look, you can quickly transition. No big deal. And essentially we're going to do that now, Craggs, if you're ready for it. I'm basically going to ask you one basic question. Answer it as quick as you can, please, mate. And I'm going to say me goodbyes and switch over to the end of the stream. So everything we've learnt so far, you're going to see the end product of now. So give me 1 second just to line this up. That's the current time in SNAS. So I'll put 39 on that and put start. Live in 54. Obviously we're not. So we'll start this recording now. Okay. So essentially I can talk at this bit and you'll see this as we play it back. I may even speed that up in SNAS actually. Yep, sorry about that. That's all good. I've put that. So I'm going to put it on 35. It should speed it up a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Look, obviously you can't hear me in the background. Hello, old guy in a drone. I hope you're well, buddy. I'm currently showing off how the stream will look from everything we've done from scratch so far tonight. This is currently recording. So I'll go, there we go. The stream's about to start. So I'll be quiet for a second. And then obviously now my audio levels have kicked in. So it'd be something along the lines of, hello there, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing well. So-and-so in the chat, blah, blah, blah. We've got Craggs here as a guest, you know, and he wants to talk about this and that. And I've got a few questions for him. So everyone welcome Craggs. Hello there, Craggs. How's your day been, mate?
It's been really good, mate.
Excellent. That's the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching. And I'll catch you all again real soon. Just like that, basically. So now I'm going to stop that recording, and that is going to be an example stream using every single trick we've just seen me, well, what I've just shown you through it, basically. I've stopped that recording now. Now I can basically kick back for a minute while I play that example stream for you. Okay, so here it is. Obviously, I'll get it to the point where I change the time and put the volume up. This is the stream now playing back as it would have been like live, basically. Obviously now my audio levels have kicked in, so it'd be something along the lines of, hello there, welcome to the stream, I hope you're all doing well, so and so in the chat, blah blah blah, we've got Crags here as a guest, you know, and he wants to talk about this and that, and I've got a few questions for him, so everyone welcome Crags. Hello there Crags, how's your day been, mate?
It's been really good, mate.
Excellent, that's the end of the stream, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all again real soon. There we go, everybody. So I hope that that gives you a good example of from opening up OBS with it being completely blank to every single step that we've talked about tonight. To add anything more to it will probably take another workshop, to be fair. I was aiming for the 1.5 to 2 hour mark tonight, and I've filled that time very efficiently. I've got a lot of key information in there, which I'm very, very happy with. Sorry, Kev, I'll put you back on the screen, mate. There we go. We can only just see you there until I actually switch over to the other OBS, and then I can't see you. Right. So obviously, as I was saying at the start of the stream, drop frames 12. That's literally while I called Crags. And Hangouts was using my camera to use my bandwidth, uploading my picture. So another good tip, if you're going to do a Hangouts or Skype call, bearing in mind the Skype call I'm going to cover in another workshop next week, most probably next Thursday. We'll see though. I will announce it in many of the streams that I go to. I'm pretty sure it will be same time next Thursday. I'm going to cover how to do NDI sources with Skype through OBS, so you can have multiple guests. Because now if I invite another guest onto this Hangouts panel, it will behave like a normal Hangouts call. Whoever spoke the last or spoke the loudest will appear. But for one guest, it's not bad, really. I'm not going to moan. It's pretty good. That's cool. Hello, Ralph's Trucking and More. I hope you're well. I hope everybody enjoyed that example that I gave you of that stream. I'm not going to be uploading that. Obviously, it was just a tester, like a 30-second tester or whatever, featuring a countdown, a solo section where I introduce the guest, a bit where I interview my guest, and an end screen. All rolled into 30 seconds, you know, from every single source that I've set up. Like I say, there's some new people coming into the chat. Lever Guns, I hope you're well, buddy. Thank you, everybody who's stuck around so far. And if you've missed any of this and you're not sure what I'm talking about at the minute, please watch the stream back after it's done, because literally when we started out, all the scenes, all the sources were empty, and I've shown how to do a countdown screen, a solo stream screen, a guest screen, and an end screen as well. So obviously I've filled the time well, and I hope everybody who's been in has enjoyed this stream. I really do, because I've really enjoyed doing it. Have you been enjoying yourself, Crags?
Yes, I have, mate.
Yes. Sat there like, I reckon I'm going to get into streaming now. No, I know how to do it.
To be honest, it's buffering at my end.
It's buffering, is it?
Oh, it's alright, it's back again.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, mate. My stream health is...
I've just refreshed it.
Yeah, it's doing that my end, mate. It keeps needing a refresh. But like I say, my stream health is green on the dashboard, and it's green through OBS. So there shouldn't really be any issues, mate, to be fair. So like I say, if you enjoyed this stream, I know there's not been as many in as there usually would be, but it's not my usual night to stream, as it were. My usual nights are Wednesday, 10 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, and Sunday nights for the Tinfoil Hat Conspiracy stream. Now, last night for the support stream, what I secretly call Wing It Wednesday, right? Essentially, yeah, it was very, very successful. At one point, there was like 37 people in, and a lot of people gained a lot of subs last night. Great subs, great supporters, not just your, you know, exchange one for a one sort of supporters and never actually watch your stuff or visit you when you're live streaming, for example. You know, we all know who we're talking about, them sort of subscribers. And like I say, even I went up subs last night, and when people are live streaming, that's generally pretty rare, but I generally go up in subs. So I must be doing something right, or I hope I'm doing something right anyway when I'm live streaming. And like I say, next week, we'll call it next Thursday anyway. Next Thursday, 10 o'clock, I'll be doing another OBS workshop, essentially covering how to do Skype NDI sources. So, Kev, are you available next Thursday to be my guinea pig?
Yes, if you like.
Excellent, mate, excellent. So, like I say, thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I hope you've all learnt something. Even if you was into OBS, you might have learnt something new. If you need to get hold of the custom CSS code to make the chat go see-through, I'm going to have to switch over, to make the chat go see-through over there. I know it's confusing when I've got one webcam open and another one at the same time, but obviously it's just the way I'm doing it tonight. Please let me know. It's literally a text file that I've got, and your chat can literally look as good as mine with the advice that I gave about 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the stream, maybe 20 minutes in. So if you missed any of the beginning, please feel free to watch it back. I didn't spend a lot of time responding to comments in the chat or anything like that. I kept up with the chat, but I wasn't primarily focusing on it, if you know what I mean, like I usually would. I'd be reading out pretty much everything that's said in the chat, just because I wanted to make sure that the lessons were flowing nicely and there wasn't too much breakup in the points I was trying to make. So yeah, I really do appreciate everybody who's been in tonight, and if you know somebody who wants to get into OBS and they don't have a clue, please feel free to point them in the direction of my stream. I would much appreciate that. And whatever. Next Thursday, obviously, I'll be doing another workshop. So if they want to know about OBS, please point them in the direction of this live stream to watch back, because obviously next live stream I'm not going to be discussing a lot of what I discussed tonight, because I'm going to leave this one as it is, as OBS demonstrations, and then next week we're going to be building up on that with Skype calls, NDI sources, and a load of other nice tips and tricks to make your stream look really, really like professional level. You know, at the minute it's very basic. That's just what I wanted to cover for today. So like I say, thank you everybody who's been in. Thank you to Crags for being my my short-term guinea pig for the night. So do you want to say a quick goodbye, mate?
Goodbye, everybody, and it's been a pleasure.
Yes, if you haven't got Crags' channel, please make sure you go pay him a visit. Like I say, I'm going to leave a stream, like an end screen running on the stream. I'm just going to look for someone to raid. Obviously, at the minute, I know it's not going to be a like a huge raid. I really don't mind. That's all good, but I appreciate it if you do go over there and show him some support. I primarily look for friends of mine who are streaming, but if not, we'll find somebody who's live streaming. Obviously, at the minute, a lot of my upload speed is getting hammered by OBS, so hence why it's a little bit slow there. There we go. I'm just looking for somebody who might appreciate a good raid. Let's have a quick look over at Star Cop, real quick there, and Dude from the Neighbourhood. We'll see what's going on, making sure that there's no audio playing, basically. So, yeah, we found StarCop's stream right here. I'm going to make sure that the audio is stopped pretty much immediately. It's already off. That's all good. I'll stick a like on that. Copy that over. Now, please, in the chat, go over and raid StarCop for us, please, with aerial views raid. So, hashtag aerial views raid. Right there. Aerial views raid. Boosh. Please go over, pay him a visit. I'm going to type that in right now. I can't play his stream for too long, obviously, but I'm going to go over and set the raid going, basically, if everybody would go over there for me. And I'll catch you all again Sunday night for the Tinfoil Hat live stream, where we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories and whatnot. And next Wednesday, the support stream. Join us to meet a lot of great new channels. There's some people last night who literally went up like 20 subs or more, great subs as well. And join us next Thursday for part 2 of the OBS workshop live streams. So, like I say, thank you everybody who stuck with us for so long. Really do appreciate it. And I'll catch you all again real soon, okay? I'll catch you in StarCop's live stream. Catch you soon, guys. Thank you very much.